I guess that's how we do it here. Insanity, Crazy Richie, PJ Pete, they're in here.
Yo.
So, next thing we'll go to is the NFL. There's one game on tonight. I know most of us aren't going to watch it.
I'm watching it.
Oh, you're going to watch it? You ain't going to watch the Giants?
Who's for? It's a boring game. I'd rather watch a real game. The
And
Bucks and the Vikings.
That's a real game?
That's like a NFC title game right there.
Are you serious?
That's what I believe. You know, I only call it as I see them.
You're so sweet. I wish I was just like you.
Oh, you can't be. There's only one Richie, and there always will be.
All right, so what's going to happen in this game tonight, in your guys' opinion?
Pete.
You have no freaking...
I have no clue. I mean, I'm not even going to be watching that game. You know I'm going to be watching the World Series. I can't not miss my Giants in the World Series.
Oh, you own the team?
Sure, why not? I was born and bred a Giants fan. So
what a biased guy here. I hate biased sports.
Hey,
yeah, I hate them too.
Yeah.
Hey,
Especially those 49er fans.
Exactly. Those guys need to get a life.
If you cut me right now, I'll bleed orange. All right?
Give me a knife. Let me find that out.
No, you don't want to give crazy Richie a knife.
Exactly.
Anywho.
Honestly, I think it's going to be a good battle. Both quarterbacks suck. But, I mean, they're both coming to their own league. I mean, Vincent Jackson should have a decent game, unless that's the Vikings' game plan to shut him down after what he did in New Orleans.
So you're saying both QBs suck?
Yeah.
What about what's his friggin' name? Minnesota Ponder.
Well, Ponder's has thrown 5, 6 interceptions his last 2 games.
Yeah, but still, his team's what, 5-2, 5-3?
But come on, they have a good defense. They have a very strong, hard-hitting defense.
And their offense is starting to, sky up.
Percy Harvin's doing everything.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson gets in there every once in a while.
Yeah, because you're watching Harvin every week. He's like our Damari Morris, or I think that's his name here, that plays at Delta, man. That guy's in the backfield. I mean, how do you game plan against that? No one's been able to, except for Washington. But who else beat him? I can't remember who else beat him, but still, I mean, this is a strong, very good offensive team. Ponder, he's good. He's not great. He's not pathetic, but he's good. He's good enough to get him to 5-2. I think he'll get him to 6-2 tonight.
Yeah, he's a Ponder. I think he's a good average NFL quarterback.
I mean, it's only his sophomore year.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like he was NFL ready.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they threw him in. I mean, who they have? McNabb. They have McNabb to try to train him. Mr. I can't do anything else after Philly.
Didn't he play behind Favre?
No.
Favre was already gone. He was already
it was Tavares Jackson that was behind
okay.
Favre.
Oh, okay.
The sports broadcaster. Ponder was behind McNabb, and McNabb struggled, I think, to 1-4, 1-5. They said, hey, dude, screw it, just throw the rookie, or we're going to lose anyways. But Ponder, I mean, he showed some greatness his first start. He shows some greatness every so often. He's like a game manager right now. And if he manages the game well, I mean, if Tampa Bay can't score, Tampa Bay can't win. And Dallas has a decent defense, and they held him to 10 points. And who else? New Orleans had a horrible defense, and they didn't score. I think Minnesota's defense is really up there, though.
And you know what? I have to agree with everything you said. Except I feel like Adrian Peterson will have a big game tonight. I don't think you mentioned anything like that, but...
Well, I mean, the Buccaneers, they spent a lot of high draft picks on their defensive line. So, I don't really... Gerald McCoy was one of them, I remember that. And I can't remember who the other guy was. It was from the other draft before that. But they have a good, strong defensive line. Their linebackers are not that great. They have Rondé Barber, who's like 100. So, I mean, it's not like their defense is what it used to be back in the old days.
But it was good enough to hold the Saints for a bit last week until, they just fell apart.
Well, I mean, they held 35 points. That's not holding the Saints.
Well, first half.
Well, it
was still 2 halves.
Well, I mean, they did that to the Giants, and look what happened with the Giants. I mean, they're not a complete team. They're very overrated offensively. I think they're there, but they're not ready to take that next step to be a contending team.
And I don't think any of us have Minnesota winning that North, do we?
No. I had the Packers actually winning, and I still do have the Packers winning it because I don't believe in the Bears. I really don't. I believe they're a playoff team, yes, but that defense it's old. Yeah. They're very old, and sooner or later that defense is going to collapse.
Pete, I'm guessing you have the Packers winning as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to give it to the Packers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he's the man over there.
And I don't think either of us have Tampa Bay in the playoffs at all.
No, I actually had Carolina thrown in as a wild card. What an
Same.
idiot I was.
If you want to talk about idiots, here's our next topic. NFL just did a poll of who's the most overrated player in the NFL. Guess who got it?
Mark Sanchez.
Close. He's
Cam
actually
Newton.
number 2. Who?
Cam Newton.
No. Mark Sanchez is backup QB that everyone loves talking about for whatever crazy reason. Yes, Tim Tebow.
I disagree with that.
Now,
Yeah,
here's
I
the
do
thing.
too.
34%, that's what the fans voted for him being overrated. Mark Sanchez being number 2
At what percent?
got 8% for whatever reason.
Wow.
But then you have Tony Romo 8% as well, with Vic
Wow.
4%, and for some dumb reason, probably one of the greatest linebackers ever, Ray Lewis at 3%. I don't understand this. Now, I understand
what
Tebow.
website is this on?
NFL.com. I will look at where they actually did this from, but why don't you agree with it? Let's get with that first.
One reason why is, what has Tebow done since he was a starting quarterback? What did he do?
Win.
What did
win.
he do?
He
He
won.
won. And what did he do? Who was the quarterback before him, before in Denver? Kyle Orton.
Kyle Orton, yeah,
who
that's right.
was a guy who passed for over 3,000 yards and had great offensive skills, right?
And by the way, to answer your question, Sports Illustrated.
Oh, Sports Illustrated. That's why I don't read that magazine anymore. But no, but I mean, here's what it is. Tim Tebow, he took a team that started, what, 1-4, 1-5?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he took them to 8-8.
Mm-hmm.
He took them to a huge upset over Pittsburgh, which I
Yeah.
never saw coming at all. I
Best
thought
defense in the league.
Yes, and he won it dramatically with an 80-yard touchdown pass, first
In
play of
OT.
overtime. So, for them to say he's overrated, yeah, he can't throw, yeah, he sucks, but the guy plays. He plays on the special teams.
Mm-hmm.
He plays on the offense. He blocked Alden Smith and Ahmed Brooks and did some great cut blocks on them. So, for him to be overrated that high, it's ridiculous. It's just straight ridiculous. Until the guy does who's that? Blade Gabbert. Until he does a Jamarcus Russell. He's done already more than what Jamarcus Russell ever did as a number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
And even though he went higher than what I thought he ever should have went in his 27th pick,
Mm-hmm.
I still think the guy, he's a proven winner. He doesn't have a winning loss record as a starting quarterback. And so to me, that's ridiculous.
And for anyone who doesn't know this, Josh McDaniels, their former coach, was the one who really wanted Tebow on this team
Yes,
for the
he
future.
did.
So,
And you know what? It looked like he was actually smart. The problem was Elway didn't want him. So,
well, Elway pretty much did anything to get Peyton. He
Well-
just said, "Oh, we're old people. We'll understand."
Well, I mean, he was pretty much letting out the note that he did not want Tebow as his quarterback. All season long, he was making it note last year that he did not want Tebow on the team.
Yeah, I mean, when Elway got rid of Tebow, I thought it was like it was one of those situations where he still wants to be the star over there in
Yeah.
Denver,
Mm-hmm.
and will not take a back seat to Tebow.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, you got your choice: get rid of Tebow or get rid of Elway. They didn't get rid of Elway, so now you got what you got.
And I don't mean to cut
Go
you
ahead,
off,
go
but the fans respect Elway so much. You just can't say, "Oh, you've been our,
But-
savior."
But you know what? The fans wanted Tebow. They wanted Tebow in Denver.
And heck, the fans want him in New York.
Yeah, they still want him until now.
I mean, sooner or later, we're going to want him in San Francisco. I don't know, but yeah.
You got to feel sorry for the Denver fans who bought all the Tebow jerseys, and
Yeah,
they were just pretty much a
exactly.
waste for one
Oh
season.
my God!
No.
But you know what? He did leave him with a lot of. He will always be in Denver history with that touchdown pass over the Steelers.
Now, the next thing they mentioned about Tebow going off the, being the most overrated player in the NFL would be the trade deadline. It is coming up in the NFL. Do you see Tebow getting traded, or do you possibly once again have this controversy and have him replace Sanchez on the Jets? What do you think is going to happen? Do you feel like he'll replace him, or do you feel like Tebow could be possibly traded? And if so, where?
Me personally, I think Sanchez, he's gonna be on his way out sooner or later.
Oh, he's out after this year.
I mean, after his first couple of years, he had a great start there in New York, and just fizzled out just recently.
Mhm.
I
What
think
were you watching?
Ah,
What were you watching his first 2 years?
Well, anyway.
please don't kill each other.
But yeah, he's done. He's done there in New York. It's time. It's Tebow time.
First of all, his first 2 years was a defense and a running game that carried him. He was a manager. He was a game man. If you remember, Oh God! I mean, it was the running back that pretty much wiped out San Diego in the defense, and San Diego couldn't do nothing.
Hmm.
And then finally, Peyton Manning in the AFC title game, he was actually able to figure out that defense because they were losing
Yeah.
in that first half in the AFC title game. They were losing, and Manning finally just figured out how to cover that scheme, and
Hmm.
that's how the Patriots won. I mean, not the Patriots, the Colts won that game. Their second year, Sanchez cost them in the AFC title game against Pittsburgh because he threw a costly interception to Palomalu, who ended up returning it for a touchdown and
Hmm.
wiping the game, pretty much putting it away. Sanchez has always, like I said, been overrated. He's never been a leader. It showed it last year when they were arguing in the huddle. It showed it this year. I mean, I bet you Santana Holmes probably wishes he shot himself in the leg so he wouldn't have to play with the guy no more. I mean, really, this guy is horrible, and it's showing this year. Yes, he's having his good games every so often, but the guy is horrible. I mean, he's on his way out. Tebow being traded, I think that would be the stupidest thing in the world. And what the heck did you trade for him for? The Wildcat option obviously didn't work for him because everybody knows Tebow's not going to throw it.
Hmm.
They know his throwing motion, and to even let him learn under Sanchez is like saying, hey, we think we want you to be worse. So I mean, I think they're going to cheap Tebow. They got to get a quarterback, and obviously the Jets. They're going to at least finish within that 8-8 record. I'm not saying that's going to be their final record. I say they're going to have at least decent enough wins to win.
So you both say Sanchez is going to be out.
Oh, if he's not gone, then Rex Ryan is gone. It's one of those two are going, or if not both.
I'm going to go out on a limb on here.
No.
I feel like Tebow may be traded during this whole trade deadline.
Where do you see him going?
Jacksonville. The only reason why is because
Wow.
here's the thing. He had a chance to play there. All right. One, it's in Florida, obviously not far from his college. So that would have been smart.
That's a good point.
And then you also had Miami, but Miami now has Tannehill, so they don't really care for
Don't need him.
Tebow anymore. But Jacksonville feels like that's the only pick. I can't think of another, city that needs a QB other than the Raiders because they have a bunch of them that stink. But you might as well send him to Jacksonville. I mean, Blaine Gabbert, yeah, he's going to have the messed up non-throwing shoulder.
I mean, it's not like it matters. I mean, the guy sucks either way.
I mean, Maurice Jones-Drew, may not even play for the rest of the year. I know they say he's day-to-day or week-to-week or whatever.
I wouldn't play if I was him.
And if you want to put some darn fans in the freaking seats in Jacksonville, you might as well pick up this guy.
But do the fans want him?
I mean, what does Blaine Gabbert showed, if I'm saying his last name correctly? Yeah, he had a great preseason.
They had a great first quarter against the Raiders.
Ooh, the Raiders. No matter how biased we are, we will always just mention that. But come on.
I mean,
One quarter doesn't make a career.
Well, that's what you asked me what he's done. I just gave you the answer. But honestly, yeah, Blaine Gabbert, he's a bust, dude. I'm so glad the Niners didn't pick him. I mean, a lot of Niner fans, like I keep saying over and over, they wanted to pick him before Aldon Smith, and I'm so glad they didn't.
I like Kaepernick, by the way.
Kaepernick's going to be great. He should be great. He's learning the system. But I just don't know. Yeah, Tebow, I can see him going there because Florida loves him. Yes, they will always love Tebow. In fact, anywhere he goes, he's loved. I don't know why. Maybe I should start going to church. Maybe people will love me more. But I don't see where he could go. I really don't see. He's mostly like a Cam Newton without the arm, and an RG3 but without the arm. I mean, he should really switch to fullback. I really think he could be a Mike Allstott.
And as many people say, he can never play QB in this league. But in my opinion, I feel like he should go to Jacksonville. That's the only team that could possibly really need him. And with that note, we'll take another break. When we come back, I'm going to throw in a little bit of hockey. There's some actual big news that's surrounding a certain franchise that has been beloved all these years, but have been stinking the last couple of years. So when we get back, we'll discuss that. This is DC Free. You are listening.
Oh.
Did it again, and this time I'ma make you scream.